Hi, I'm Fiona Wallace, and this is Web Therapy.
Well, I'm unclear as to how you're feeling, and perhaps you could put a word to those feelings. Are you just an adjective? Are you depressed? Are you anxious? Are you tell me where you are. Tell me how you're feeling.
I feel okay. You know, there's a lot going on, but,
yes.
You know, with Kip's, you know, he's a candidate
yes.
for Congress.
Right.
So we're about to be hurled into the limelight at any
moment. That must be an unusual feeling.
Well, it's different, but, you know, I'm fairly adaptable, I think. You know, I mean, I've nothing I can't handle.
Really? Well, that's good. You have confidence.
Yes. But what else is new? I mean, I've always been, I think, pretty confident. I was a pretty happy child with a pretty, you know, run-of-the-mill sort of upbringing. And, you know.
That's fascinating. That's fascinating.
That's fascinating?
Well, it is, because I would say that the opposite was the case.
Oh.
Yeah, I would say that you were...
Well, that's fascinating. That you would like to enter into my memories and tell me what is what.
I find it interesting that you feel as if your childhood was a happy one. How could that possibly have been?
Well, gee, I don't know. A child who's loved, been adored by her parents is usually a pretty run-of-the-mill, uneventful childhood and makes for a happy one.
Mom hated you. You know that.
Well, I think that's not true. I think you just have different requirements of what love is, and mine are...
Do you remember, for instance, how she would refuse to call you Fiona? She would call you F, and she thought that was so funny because it stood for failure or freak or, you know, whatever the joke was that particular day.
Well, I guess I don't really remember it.
Do you remember, for instance, the famous Christmas card? And the big joke was you blended into the wallpaper in the background. We couldn't even see you. It was just sort of that mass of hair. And everyone thought that was so funny.
Yes, I vaguely remember something like that, but not in a hurtful way.
Do you remember when you had lice?
Yes.
And do you remember that our mother got the lice shampoo for me, because I also had lice. And then she ran out of the shampoo.
Yes.
And rather than get more shampoo, she just shaved your head. Do you remember that?
Well, of course I remember that. It was a very efficient way of dealing with the lice. I would know for sure it was never coming back.
Do you recall the Thanksgiving? Remember when you were at your absolute heaviest?
All right, you know, I don't feel that this is really getting us anywhere at all.
Well, I'm just trying to sort of do a reality check, Fee,
but I don't know why. I'm not sure why. To what end, you know?
Well, I mean, I suppose because I'm trying to gauge exactly where you are right now. I mean, you're obviously in some sort of hideous denial, and if that's the case, then we need to address that. I mean, in other words, if you feel as if you need, how can I help you, I guess is the question I need to ask you. How can I help you? Because, of course, I'm here for you.
Oh, well, great. Fantastic. I mean, now that you mention it, I have a form that I need filled out by you so that I can get accredited.
Accredited for what?
Well, for my web therapy, of course. You know, I need a, you know, a psychoanalyst, I suppose, but you'll do, to, you know, to administer therapy for 15 hours worth. I guess it's called supervision. You must have
let
done
me just stop you for a second. Let me just clarify a couple of things for you. I am, in fact, a psychotherapist. Somehow you
Are you still?
Yes, indeed. I certainly am a psychotherapist. And the second thing I'd like to mention is that what in the world would you need any kind of accreditation for to go up on, what is this? You're on Facebook curing people? I'm not sure I understand this, the dynamic of this profession.
No, I know. I mean, time does go by very quickly. No, now what there is this thing called the World Wide Web. All right? And there are many therapists who conduct their therapy over the internet so that patients can get to them and get help from wherever they are. So that's what I provide.
Yes.
Instead of going into an office, having to blather for a few minutes so they can get a pill from you.
I see. So you don't need a pill today?
No, I absolutely do not need a pill.
you need an accreditation.
Yes, I need you to sign. It's this form here. It's very simple. I can just fax it over to you. You sign it, and then I'm on my way. We have this bothersome campaign manager who said I'm going to have to suspend treating my patients because I guess technically it's not legal for me to be practicing without the accreditation, and
I'm not about to sign an accreditation form for you to treat freaks on the internet or the web or the Facebook or the MySpace or whatever it is that you care to call it.
You're sort of ranting right now, so are you very stressed out? Is that because you've moved in with Mom?
I actually am a little stressed out, so thank you for your concern. I am a little bit stressed out, and this communication certainly isn't making me feel calmer. Yes, Mom
Ooh, your voice cracked. Wow.
Mom is altered. I'm going to say that she's altered.
Really? Well, I know I haven't spoken to her in a little while, but that's shocking. Maybe it's just, the adjustment she's had to make. You've moved in with your husband who's out of work, and I know it was hard for you. You had to file bankruptcy. That can't be easy.
No, that isn't easy.
And then you move in with how many kids do you have? 10? 8?
You see, when we have these conversations and you bombard me with this kind of sarcasm,
I sarcastic. I was genuinely, I don't remember. You keep having children and I lose track.
Fee, I've had 4 children. I've had 4 children.
Yes,
you
but
were
the youngest
godmother.
is not that old, so I don't know if you've had 3 or 4 more in between.
Well, 4 is a reasonable amount, and I'm happy to have had kids. I mean, I'm happy that I'm fertile, and I'm happy that I'm not barren, and I'm happy that my gene pool will carry on. It's a feeling of immortality.
So is Jesse still out of work?
Well, he's between jobs right now.
Really? No one needs a chair or an armoire?
Well, really,
at the moment?
It's actually art. It's a furniture art, which you know. I believe you own a piece.
We did own a piece.
You did. Yes, well, that's unfortunate because that's a piece that he worked on for quite some time, and I wish I'd known that because we would have gladly taken it back.
Well, because of, we'd have people over and, because there was such a dearth of praise, we decided that maybe it didn't belong in our home, so I think we gave it to the gardener or the cleaning woman. I can't remember which. Very, very pleased to have it, though.
Anyway, Mom has been very. I'm not sure how healthy it is. Her behavior around the children.
Oh.
Just this very morning, she came downstairs, and I mean, it was horrifying because she was wearing her pajama top, but she had nothing on the bottom.
Oh, how disturbing.
It was repulsive. Oh. And Bryce was there, and
Bryce is which one?
He's my first child, Fiona.
The first one makes him the oldest, so he's 20? How old is he? I'm sorry.
He's 15,
15.
Fiona.
15, not 20.
And you can imagine, but I mean, he's developing.
Oh, so he went through puberty, everything descended.
Everything descended, hair has sprouted up,
Oh.
and his grandmother came down with her, the whole kit and caboodle.
Well, that could be very disturbing and set him on a whole path that might not be too desirable,
No.
I'm sure.
Yes, no, it's
Oh,
not
dear.
desirable at all.
Wow.
Anyway, I
All
can't
right.
have that kind of behavior
No,
around
of course
the clock.
not. So what would you like to do? Put a pillowcase over her head? I mean,
Well,
you have
actually,
a whole pharmaceutical closet there. Can't you give her something?
What I'd like to do, what I'd like to ask you to do for me,
to take her.
yeah,
For how long?
as long as is humanly possible.
An hour?
Is that some sort of joke?
No, you said I'm busy. Have you not noticed? All right.
Have you
know
not
what?
noticed that I'm busy? I have a practice, I have patients, I have 4 children, I have a husband.
Well, you're just so unglued. Isn't there something you can
Perhaps
pop into your mouth over there sitting on your desk or behind you? My goodness. Your ability to cope is just staggering.
My ability to cope is staggering because my ability to cope is so high, is so monumentally fabulous. And against all odds, I am keeping everything together. I invested our funds in my husband's work, his art, and it didn't go the way we had expected. Would I do it any other way? No, I wouldn't, because I adore and support him. My child had to leave the school that he was in. I didn't know that they were going to not refund the tuition, Fiona.
Oh,
I didn't
they don't
know that
do that?
They don't refund the tuition. It's not like returning a sweater.
Oh, that's right. He was expelled. That was your kindergartner, right? He was when he brought a knife to school and started selling your samples to the other children.
He didn't bring a knife. You're confusing two different incidences. That one was with Bryce, you'll recall.
He brought a knife.
He brought the knife, but
Okay.
nobody ever found out about that, and I would encourage you to keep that between us. I'm talking about the little one, my tiny one.
He sold the drugs.
Yes, unwittingly, unknowingly. He didn't know they were drugs, all right? He thought that they were a kind of a peppermint. I don't know. At any rate, he is out of the school. We didn't get that money back, okay? Mm-hmm. Yes, and now I am in with our mother, who is behaving like a raving lunatic.
Well, you've probably upset her with the new situation.
I'm asking you for one minor favor.
Oh, yes. What is that?
To take our mother off of my hands for as long as is humanly possible. And I don't know how long you could do it for, but I would appreciate it if you would take her for the summer.
The summer. Well, I think we can do that. I think they have these cruises that go on for 2 or 3 months. So how would that suit you?
That would suit me just fine. Get the woman out of the house.
Put her on one of those.
That's fine.
Good. So now can I get accredited?
You know, I think if we're going to do this accreditation, I think I have to insist that we really have sessions.
And why on earth would you insist on that? Just to further torture me?
No, hardly. My goal is for you to benefit, truly benefit, from some long-term analysis. And I think that I can help you with this, because who knows you better than I? Who knows you?
I could name a couple of people, to be perfectly honest with you, but okay.
This would be real therapy, real 50-minute sessions, not this 3-minute YouTube video that you're doing, and in which we take a walk through our life together, through your life, and peel back layers, as one might peel back a layer of an onion, and even though there may be a bitter taste in the air or on your tongue, you continue until the onion is peeled. And then I would be more than happy to sign the accreditation.
All right, Siobhan, you win. And I will see you tomorrow.
I'll have to ask you to call me Dr. Haig.